Yeah, arbitrary spoiler warning. I'm gonna spoil the whole entire game, so yeah. But yeah, characters. They are by far my favorite thing, so I'm just gonna talk about them. Aria goes in no opinion / don't care. She is just a character that really doesn't have much. Chani is kind of in the same boat and like kind of matters, but also like not really because he's not like a dating interest and his wingmanness isn't great and is starting out when he had that inferiority complex or was like jealous of us. I didn't really like either, and him just like kind of being horny or desperate for a partner or just like to be in a relationship I didn't particularly like, so and I also just don't care. I don't like it. Like, I don't hate him to put him in dislike, but like I just don't care for him. Delia is also the same thing. She is an antagonist that doesn't really have a interesting motive that I like care for. It's like, oh no, Jace has been dead for 800 years or whatever. Like, I really don't care. So yeah, those don't care, to say the least. Lux I like, but purely because she has the same VA as Donna, and that's pretty much the only reason she's getting into like tier. I like Donna, and that kind of just happens to do that, and she had like a fine personality. Like, some of her voice lines are kind of neat. Min is also in like, because you know, I did like some of her interaction. She's, for one, cute, but I think the coach, for me, like, I could bear with it while playing it, but like now that I've like beaten the game and I've had time for it to sit along, like kind of a bit like you know, it's a bit to say the least. I still like her, but the coach thing definitely wasn't like my favorite thing. Tia, I'm gonna say it's Tia. She gets into neutral. I didn't really care for her. I didn't really care for science. It was like, oh yeah, science type of deal. Yeah, it wasn't my type of cup of tea. Some people like her, obviously, but for me, it was the whole main gimmick being science. I didn't really find too fun or interesting, to say the least. Kiss scene was kind of interesting, or kind of neat, I guess. Us, Sky, whatever. He goes in neutral, or we go in neutral, whatever, go in neutral, because I didn't really do anything specific to really stand out, in my opinion. There were some scenes that he has, but I really don't like them. Like the falling off the bridge scene, I didn't really like that scene. And then I think the one where he was punching the barrier is just a tad bit much for my liking. Just a tad bit like much. Yohan also goes in neutral because he is introduced pretty late in the game. I think he's introduced around Act 4, Act 5, I think, maybe even. No, he's probably not, but yeah. He's introduced pretty late. Obviously, we see him like in Act 1 in one of our dreams, but I still don't find him too interesting. His personality is like fine. I don't particularly care for his personality, but his kiss scene was at least nice, to say the least. I completely forgot kiss scenes was Min, but besides the point. Yuna, I did love Yuna. I think she was a really good character, and I really did like her. She had that like calm nature to herself, and then, you know, she's really cute. Her kiss scene was really nice, and she had some. I didn't really care about her like storyline with Jisoo, but again, I think she had like some pretty cute moments. The ones with like the locker and like the role playing that were in like a school. I found that cute. That's why she goes into love. She doesn't break into faves, and then have many people break into faves. Clueless. She was still a fun character. So yeah, this is my tiering, and now I'm just gonna go into like my thoughts about the video game, pretty much. So yeah, I think the video game overall, it was a nice treat, I guess is the best way to put it. It was definitely it was definitely like a fun time. I liked playing it because it obviously focused on the characters. I think some of the weak points, obviously, if you don't like care for like half the characters, then it's obviously not great. I think the story is surfaceable enough. It's not too intriguing per se, and it doesn't really matter for me personally, but yeah. The gameplay was fine, a bit mid and a bit boring and repetitive after a few while. I think in the beginning it was surfaceable enough, but going after the platinum, it definitely was showing its like a repetitiveness or boringness, because I was just doing the same things that I always done, like just trying to get like the platinum ending, to say the least. So the gameplay was, you know, the half of it obviously being like just QTEs and like, you know, like pausing for like 0.25 seconds every single time you finish a combo to plus like the all-one strike. It was a bit much to say the least. Yeah, the gameplay was definitely surfaceable, probably like the 8-hour mark, or like when you finish the game. So yeah, that was with the gameplay. The OST, I say, is nothing really too major. I haven't listened to the complete OST yet, but they're at least when I was playing the game, there were some bangers, but they were pretty like short-lived. Some of the OST are just like really quiet. Like there's genuinely some like boss fights that we fight there's literally no fucking music, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure, game, whatever. Journey wise, I would say it's definitely a rough first 30 minutes to an hour. There definitely is a lot of cringy dialogue that I'm just like, this is a bit cringy. They're like, tough it out, Sky. There was definitely a fair amount of like cringy dialogue options where I'm like, yikes. Again, I think it's fine. And then obviously, you know, I gotta talk about the ending. Oh man, it's obviously a bit sad. It's a coin toss, or like it's up in the air. Like, oh yeah, does your lover or girlfriend or boyfriend, or they brought back to life type of ordeal. It's kind of like a coin flip. They might come back alive, but yeah. I personally, obviously, don't like the ending because a lover died. I can at least like look back at it and like appreciate the ending, because I like it for like how I reacted to like the ending. Even if I don't like it, I can at least appreciate it. And yeah, I didn't think it was a dating sim, but it was definitely interesting. I think it could have been better, obviously. It could have been more interesting, but I think it was I still had a fun time with it. I don't really have like too much praises. I don't have too much like dislikes, to say the least. I low-key don't know why I'm even making this video, because I like beat in the game like 2-3 weeks ago. But yeah, TLDR, I think some of the characters are nice. I think some of the other characters I just don't care for because they don't click with me. And yeah, that's it for this one. Pretty short one, but yeah, you need to that.